Okay, welcome to another session in math tutorial. Our topic today is dividing polynomials. But before that, let's have a recall first on the laws of exponent. So let's have a review. So we are going to have the review on the law of exponents, particularly law of exponent for products and law of exponent for quotient. So let's have the first one, law of exponent for product. So what is the rule in multiplying having the same base? So let's say we have a raised to m times a raised to n. Since we have the same base, so you are going to add their exponent, which are m and n. So that is equal to a raised to m plus n. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so let's have an example, letter A. So if we have a raised to 5 times a raised to 6. So again, since they have the same base, so you just copy their common base and add 5 and 6. So 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. So therefore, the answer is a raised to 11. Okay, next. Let's have p square q raised to 2 times, we have p cube times q raised to 4. Okay? So, since they have the same base again, so you just copy their common base, which are p and q. So, you write p. And then, the exponents are 2 and 3. So, you just add them. So, 2 plus 3. And then another, we have q as the same as the base. So you write q, and then what are their exponents? We have 2 and 4. So we have 2 plus 4. So you have to write now p, then add the exponents. So p raised to 5 times q raised to 2 plus 4, which is 6. So therefore we have p raised to 5, q raised to 6, and the first one is a raised to 11. So now, let's now move on to the second law of exponent, which is the law of quotient. Okay, so what is the rule if you are dividing having the same base? Okay, so let's have number 2. If we have a raised to m divided by a raised to n, that is equivalent to a raised to m divided by a raised to n. Okay, so if you are dividing having the same base, you just subtract their exponents. So that is equivalent to a raised to m minus n. But there are cases here in dividing having the same base. So a raised to m minus n if m is greater than n. Okay? So, example letter A, if we have a raised to 5 divided by a raised to 2, okay, since they have the same base, so you just subtract the exponent since m is greater than n. So, 5 is greater than 2. So, that is equal to a raised to 5 minus 2. So, 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Therefore, a raised to 3 is the answer, or a cube. Okay, let's have another example on law of exponent for quotient. Okay, so next case, what if m is less than n? Okay, so how will you subtract their exponent? So, going back to what I've said while ago, a raised to m divided by a raised to n. So you just subtract their exponent. if m is greater than n. So what if m is less than n? Okay? So how will you subtract their exponent? So you're going to get the reciprocal of a raised to m over a raised to n. So that will be equal to 1 over a. Then you can now subtract n minus n. So you just interchange n and m since m is less than n. Okay? Example, letter A. Okay, so let's say we have x raised to 3 over x raised to 6. Okay, so m is less than n. So 3 is less than 6. So therefore, get the reciprocal. So we have 1 over, then you write x. Okay? So you're going to subtract n minus m. So we have 6. 6 minus 3. Okay? So therefore, the final answer is 1 over x raised to 3 or 1 over x cubed. Okay, so another case in the law of quotient, law of exponents for quotient. Okay, on example letter C, if m is equal to n, so how will you solve a raised to m over a raised to n? So that is equal to a raised to m minus n. Since m is equal to n, therefore, a becomes raised to 0. So a raised to 0 is defined as equal to 1. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, so on our example, we have a raised to 5 over a raised to 5. So m and n are equal. So therefore, we can have a raised to 5 minus 5. And 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so that is only a review on the laws of exponent. Let's now proceed to our topic number 6, which is dividing polynomials. Okay, so how do you divide polynomials? Okay, so there are different ways of dividing polynomials. Okay, so let's start with dividing polynomials with a monomial first. Monomial meaning to say one term. Okay, so let's have number 1. Let's say we have negative 49 x cubed plus 42 x raised to 5, then minus 84 x raised to 7 divided by 7x squared. Okay, so how will you divide polynomials in a monomial? So meaning to say in one term. Since 7x squared is one term only, so it is a monomial. So you can divide each term with 7x squared. So how will you write it? Okay, so let's do it one by one. So let's start with the negative 49x cubed. So negative 49x cubed, you divide now to 7x squared. Then another, we have plus 42 x raised to 5. You divide again to 7x squared. And the last one, we have minus 84 x raised to 7. You divide to 7x squared, which is their common divisor. Okay, so let's divide one by one. So what is negative 49 divided by 7? Since you are dividing having different sign, so the answer is negative. So negative 7. Now applying the law of exponent that we while ago. So how do you perform operation here? X cubed over x squared. since they have the same base, you're going to subtract their exponent. So negative 7, you write x, then what is 3 minus 2? That is 1, so we do not write anymore 1, so it is understood. Then plus 42 divided by 7, that is 6. Okay, so x raised to 5 over x squared, since they have the same base, subtract again the exponent. So what is 5 minus 2? That is 3. And then we have minus 84 divided by 7, that is 12, since it is negative. So we have negative 12. Then x raised to 7 over x squared, subtract the exponent, 7 minus 2, which is 5. So negative 12x raised to 5. Okay? So our answer is negative 12. We will arrange now in this descending power of x. So from greatest to least. So we will have first negative 12 x raised to 5. And then the next one is positive 6x cubed. Then we have negative 7x. So this is now your final answer. Okay, so let's now have number 2 example. So this time, how do you divide polynomials by a binomial? So binomial meaning to say, we have two terms this time. Okay, so let's have number 2. So we have negative 2x plus 3x squared minus 4. Then you're going to divide it to the quantity of x minus 3. Okay? So what is our first step in dividing polynomial to a binomial? So this is binomial since it consists of two terms. Okay, so our first step, rewrite the given in the form. So you write the given in the form divisor. Then we will have here the dividend. Okay, so do not forget the numbers or expression inside the radical sign are the dividend. Okay, and this is the divisor. So that is the first step. Okay, with the term of the divisor in dividend arranged according to the descending power of the variable. So you are going to arrange always the descending power of the variable from greatest to least. Okay, so let us have number 2. So let us now arrange it. So we will have x minus 3 as your divisor. Okay, then the dividend. So let us arrange. So which come first? We have 3x squared. Okay, then followed by negative 2x. Then we have the constant negative 4. So it is descending power of x. Since we will start with the x squared, then followed by x raised to 1. Okay, so that is the first step. Now, step 2, divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. Okay, so 3x squared divided by x. Okay, so we have 3x squared divided by x. So you divide it 3 to 1. So therefore that is 3. So you write here. Okay, then apply the law of exponent. X squared divided by x. So you subtract. So it is understood to be 1 if you don't see any exponent. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So therefore the remaining is 3. Okay, next, and for our step 3, multiply the quotient in step 2 by the divisor. Okay, so our quotient is 3x, then you multiply to x. So 3x times x, so you write here 3, then applying the law of exponent, x times x, you're going to other exponent which is 1. So therefore we have 3x squared. And then 3x times negative 3, that is negative 9x. Okay? Then you put a fractional bar. Okay, then next we have step 4, subtract the product in step 3 from the dividend. Okay, so how do you subtract now? Change the sign of the subtrahend. So this is your subtrahend. And proceed to addition. So positive 3x squared becomes negative. Negative 9x squared becomes positive 9x squared. Okay, since 3x squared plus negative 3x squared, so it becomes 0. Then we have negative 2x plus 9x. So therefore we have 7x. Okay, then you bring down negative 4. So for our step 5, you just repeat step 1 to 4. Okay, so this will be your new dividend now. So 7x, you divide 2x. So 7x divided by x. So what will be the remaining? You can cancel it. This will be equal to 1. So we have positive 7. Okay? Then you multiply to the divisor. So 7 times x is 7x. Another one, 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Okay? Put a fractional bar. Then, you subtract, change the sign. So 7x becomes negative. Negative 21 becomes positive 21. So this will become 0. What is negative 4 plus 21? That is 17. Okay? Which is our remainder. And then, for the last one, you have to write the result in the form dividend over divisor. So write the result in the form dividend over divisor. That is equal to quotient plus remainder over divisor. Okay? So let us go back to our example. So this will be our example. So we have our dividend. We have negative 2x plus 3x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 3. So what is our quotient? We have 3x plus 7. 3x plus 7 plus our remainder is 17. So plus 17 over our divisor is x minus 3. Okay? So this will be the result. So it should always be in the form of quotient plus remainder over the divisor. Okay, let's proceed with number 3. Okay, so let's proceed with number 3 example. Okay, so we have 2x raised to 4 plus 3x cubed minus 4x minus 16. Okay, you're going now to divide 2x plus 2. Okay, so our first step, so you're going to write in the form of the divisor and the dividend. Okay, wherein see to it that it should be in the descending power of x, both the dividend and the divisor. Okay, since as you can see, it is already arranged in descending power. So we have x raised to 4, x cubed. Then we do not have x squared. Then we have x. Okay, so in that case, we can now rewrite 2x raised to 4. Then we have plus 3x raised to 3. Since we do not have x squared, okay, let us use 0. So plus 0 x squared. Then we have negative 4x. Then negative 16. Then you divide it to x plus 2. Okay, so again, what is our second step? So multiply the first term of the dividend with the first term of the divisor. So we have 2x raised to 4 divided by 2. That is 2. 2x raised to 3. Okay, so you subtract their exponent, 4 minus 1. So therefore we have 3. And then you multiply 2x cubed to x. So that is equal to 2x raised to 4. Okay, then 2x cubed times 2 is positive 4x raised to 3. Okay, then you subtract. Change the sign of the subtrahend. So positive 4x becomes negative 4x. So this becomes 0. So what is positive 3 plus negative 4? So that would be negative x then raised to 3. Okay, then you bring down plus 0 x squared. Okay, so you divide again negative x cubed to x. So that would be negative, since you are dividing positive and negative sign. So it would be negative x. Then you subtract the exponent. 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay. Then you multiply negative x squared to x. So that is negative x cubed. Negative x squared times positive 2. So that would be negative 2x squared. Okay, subtract again. Change the sign. So this would be positive. And negative 2x squared becomes positive. So this will be 0. So what is 0 plus 2? That is 2. Then bring down x squared. Okay, you can now bring down negative 4x. Okay, divide now 2x squared to x. So we have positive 2. Then x squared divided by x is, subtract the exponent. So 2 minus 1, that is x. So we have positive 2x. Then positive 2x, you multiply to x. That would be 2x squared. 2x times 2, that would be positive 4x. Okay, subtract again. So this will be negative. Positive 4x becomes negative. And proceed to addition. So this will become 0. Okay, then what is negative 4 plus negative 4? Negative 4x plus negative 4x is negative 8x. Okay, then you bring down negative 16. Okay, divide again negative 8x to x. Since you are dividing again, unlike signs, so this will be negative 8. Okay, then negative 8 times x, that is negative 8x. Negative 8 times positive 2, that is negative 16. Okay, this time, change the sign again. So this will be positive. Negative 16 becomes positive. Okay, so this will be 0. What is negative 16 plus positive 16? That is also 0. So if the remainder is 0, it implies that the divisor is a factor of the dividend. Okay, so our final answer now is 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 8. So we can write it as 2x raised to 4 plus 3x cubed minus 4x minus 16, okay, over x plus 2. That is now equal to 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 8. So this will be the final answer. Okay, I hope you learned something. Good day, everyone.